Hello students, welcome to Dhaka Secondary School, North Karachi campus, and today you are watching class 10 English literature class, and these slides are prepared by Sir Farhan, language teacher of Dhaka Secondary School. So students, our today's topic is third week of December, and our learning agenda is a village fair and an African village. Okay students, so now I move towards our first topic, a village fair. Basically, in this chapter there is a boy called Bilal who lives in city. He is cousin of Zubair, and Zubair is a villager who lives in village and cousin of Bilal. So Bilal went to the village of Zubair, and Bilal got tired of city life. So he want to spend his summer vacation in his village. So when Bilal went to the village, he saw a lot of entertainments there, and he came to know that there was occurred a mela, a fair. So when they started the journey of visiting the fair, first of all they saw swings and merry-go-rounds in which a lot of children were enjoying these things. Then when they went ahead, they saw some drummers who were beating the drum, and the noise was deafening. So and no one could not stop themselves in order to win the competition. Then they left it and moved towards ahead, and then they saw some temporary shops where people came to buy and sell goods, and all the goods which are sold and bought there, all things were available. So from handkerchief to farming tools. Not just this, women household goods were also available, and girls have rings and bangles for their wearing. And when they move ahead, they saw a restaurants with music and with delicious food, and they were a great attraction for those who had come from far and had no relation in the village. And after that, they saw a bear and a dog fight, and in which a bear was tied to a pole, and a fight was going on between the bear and three fierce dogs, and Bilal did not like this cruel them. And after that, they saw a monkey whose owner was just making him imitation, and monkey was imitating of an angry husband with furious face. And after watching this, they move ahead and they saw conjurer, juggler and acrobat entertainments, in which a conjurer tear Bilal's handkerchief in some pieces, and after a while he gave him back in a proper way. And after that, he saw acrobat was walking on a tightrope, and this he walked on to the end of the rope and then started climbing up the pole. He reached the top end and lay down flat, balancing himself on the pole. It was quite a dangerous performance. A little carelessness could result in a fall, but he came down safe and sound and got a big cheer from the crowd. So after this, juggler juggles with 7 balls and not a single ball was dropped from him. And after this, horse races was also to be there, and tent pegging game was also there. And after all this, they went at the last to the dogs race, in which the dogs chased a rabbit. They were anxious for the rabbit, but it reached the mark safely and vanished under cover just when the dogs came near. Okay students, so this is our first chapter, and after all this they got tired and both of them decided to move back at home. Okay students, this is our first chapter, a village fair. Now I move towards our second chapter, an African village. In this chapter talks about Africa and its continent. So we know that after Asia, Africa is the largest continent, and it consists of more than 54 independent countries. So once it was called dark continent just because of its condition. So basically Africa has 54 countries, and Nigeria is the largest country of the Africa, and Nigeria is an agricultural country and is the largest country of Africa. So basically Nigerians are farmers, and a great part of Nigeria is covered with a dense forest which thins out into the bush into the north. So after that I'll tell you that about the huts and home of Nigerians. So a Nigerian village may consist of a dozen to about 3 dozen huts. These huts are separated from one another by cultivating patches of land, and they are joined by bush paths in the bush area. So now I'll tell you the hut shape and size and material. Basically the hut shape was a farmer's hut was a single room. It was built very simply. Thick branches of trees were stuck in the ground in a large circle. These branches were joined at the top and bound firmly. But now bigger and better huts are built, and more modern building methods and materials are used. So the roof is still thatched with grass reeds or palm leaves. Some of the houses are circular in shape, while the others may be square or rectangular. So now comes to the courtyard of the house. So basically the courtyard is the center of the all activities of the house, and women use tin, aluminium in making utensils, and people sleep on mats spread on mud plaster floors. So electricity and light has not reached these remote villages. The bush dwellers still use wood for lighting and heating purposes. A large pile of wood is lighted in the middle of the courtyard, which gives them light and protects them from cold. And there also rainwater is stored in large ponds during the rainy season and is used for drinking as well as for other needs. And food crops and cash crops are there in Nigerian farms. So in cash crops like oil palms and cocoa trees are their cash crops, and it is tended by women. And in food crops they have plantains, potatoes, yams, groundnuts and pepper, and these are tended by men. And if we compare our village to the village of Africa, so there are many things in our village which are missing in Nigerian village. And one thing is the rearing of cattle. So we shall miss in African village is the cattle. In many parts of Africa, farmers cannot rear cattle on account of a kind of fly whose sting kills the cattle and causes sleeping sickness. And they use goat and poultry in order to get milk and eggs. So if we see the picture of African village, it is not complete because African village is always changing and has already changed much, and the bush dwellers are being introduced to modern facilities of transport and communications. So once their small villages are linked by road with towns and cities, they will soon see buses and cars, electricity and tube wells, radios and television, schools and hospitals coming to their villages. So this is all about African village. I hope students you got the idea, and they soon come to get all such facilities which in modern cities have had. Okay students, I hope you got the idea today's class. Thank you.